At some point in history, somebody looked at our people standing on our own land in America and decided to call us something else. Not a name we gave ourselves, not a name tied to our towns, our families, or our laws. Just a word. And that word followed us for generations. This episode is inspired by chapter 1 of my book, Before We Were Black. And today, we're going to talk about what happens when a people are renamed and how one word helped change everything.
When Europeans first arrived in this land, they didn't fully understand who they were looking at. They saw people who were brown, copper-toned, dark, people who looked familiar but not European. Some thought we were from Asia. Some thought we were from Africa. Some just knew we were not them. And instead of learning our names, the names of our towns, our nations, our confederacies, they reached for a word they had already known, Indian. Not because we called ourselves that, but because it fit their mistake, a geographic error, turned into an identity. And once that word was written down on maps, in journals, in laws, it started doing work. See, Indian wasn't just descriptive, it was administrative. It allowed Europeans to group many nations into one category. Different languages, different governments, different customs, all flattened into a single word. And that made things easier to negotiate treaties with people who had never been one nation, easier to redraw boundaries, easier to decide who belonged and who didn't. But here's what really matters. That word didn't describe who we were. It described how they saw us. Because long before anyone called us Indian, our people had names, town names, clan names, national names. Names tied to rivers, to mounds, to fire, to law. But once a people are renamed, their story can be rewritten. And once the story changes, identity follows.
Think about how many times we've been renamed in this land. Indian, colored, Negro, Black, African American. Each name coming from somewhere else. Each one carrying rules, limits, and expectations. But here's the truth. Names given to you can never fully erase the name that came from you. They can cover them, delay them, confuse them, but they don't destroy them. So when we ask, who are we before all of this? Part of the answer lives in the names we're still trying to remember. Not the labels, not the categories, but the names tied to land, to family, to nation. And in the next story, we're going to start walking back to those names and the towns that carried them.